If you want to be my friend, you had better go and get a pen. See, you get it. And maybe we can keep in touch.
Like when?
Like they did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago.
Now you.
Wish you yes. Oh. Sign your pen, pal.
Strong finish.
Joe,
Strong finish.
Joe, just so you know, we'd like to do that at the top so that our guests immediately regret committing to this.
What am I doing here?
Why did I say
You're
yes
crushing.
to this?
That's what you're doing. Yeah, it's a beautiful note you hit at the
You know what
end,
I like?
Joe.
It gets people out of their comfort zone right out of the gate and have to sing. There's only one guest we've ever had who decided, he goes, I'll sing it by myself. And I
Right.
believe that was Chris Sullivan.
It was.
Massive fan of the show.
He's going to come back.
He'll be back. Oh, he'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, you've clicked on the link. You've decided to listen to this episode.
Yep.
Maybe you're a fan. Maybe you've heard about us through an iHeart Media promo, and you've decided to check us out for the first time.
Thank you.
We are the Pen Pals with Daniel Van Kirk and Rory Scovel, and twice a month we have a guest on the show. And today, it is local legend. You're not from here, but local legend here.
I thought you were going to go with the whole legend, not local, but I went,
He is a legend. This
Locally.
man,
Municipal hero.
universal legend, Joe Nicchi, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you.
Hi, Joe.
Thank you. Hi.
If you've seen a recent episode, and that recent episode was our every
Birthday.
now and then fifth birthday episode, streaming episode, we had some CVT Soft Serve ice cream in a pouch, and that is courtesy of this man right here.
It is.
Because he started CVT, he's got the trucks, he's
Rory's
now
an
gone
angel
on to these
investor
pouches.
into his company, and this is
No joke. If you approached me ever and said there's an investment opportunity, I would be like, yes.
I'm
I
still
would
not
instantly
sure
be like,
that I've
yes.
stumbled into some sort of Shark Tank episode, and this is Rory's Rory's bid for 5% of the
No,
company.
but it's a reverse Shark Tank where the investors go to try to pitch to the people who don't need money.
We're very much a cult. This is a cult.
Okay. Yes.
That'll be my third one.
Randomly, I think, just to give any kind of a backstory, I think I came across CVT on Instagram.
It's CVT.
CVT.
Okay, yeah.
Because I love
Instagram.
ice cream, and I love social media, and I love ice cream, and those worlds merge.
Ice cream social media.
Yeah. Soft serve is my favorite ice cream. I love almost all ice creams, but soft serve is my favorite. I came across CVT. I loved the look of the trucks, and I saw that it was in some various spots in LA. I wanted to try it out. Went and tried it. I am a straight up just vanilla.
You love
give me vanilla.
vanilla.
Let me taste what that is, and I fucking loved it to the point where I grew up on Blizzards. Dairy Queen Blizzards have been my favorite forever, and I tried that CVT Soft Serve, and I said this tops my childhood favorite Dairy Queen Soft Serve.
Thank you.
I go, these two. These are the two soft serve. That's all I need in my life. I will eat any ice cream, but if you said the favorites, it quickly became going down to Burgers Never Say Die, where
Yep.
you have a machine,
Yep.
grabbing a burger, fries, and then ice cream. My body angry at my choices that I've made.
So wait, then did you seek him out?
Well, so then I've seen him at a truck.
Can I?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
Rory slid into my DMs.
Love it.
Go on.
Love a good slide.
I'm like proud of it.
Asked me
Yes.
to cater his show.
Yeah.
I was
little
a-
treat for the crew.
Yes.
treat.
No BS. I was a fan of his stand-up.
Okay.
Sitting on an ice cream truck, I decide while I'm looking at said DM,
Yeah.
let me go to this guy's Wikipedia.
Sure.
I do that.
Yeah.
Not only do we have the same birthday, but the same birth year. I'm convinced
Born
what
the exact same day.
we
Well,
ma-
you know that we're 24 hours apart.
I did not know that.
August 5th, 1980.
August 6th. So
Yeah.
I said, Rory, I hate to tell you this, but we might be twins.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I see it.
yeah.
Do you want to know my theory?
Yes.
In a past life, I ran an ice cream company,
Mm-hmm.
and you were a comic actor. And now in this life,
You
we
switched.
switched, born the same day.
Are you Schwarzenegger to my DeVito? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
God damn
But
it.
last life, reversed.
So you take the gig.
I take the gig. I go to physical.
Yeah.
I know a little of Rory from his stand-up. I get there. He made a mock sign from from Apple TV. He put it on the truck, basically saying the entire network is so grateful to have such an incredible actor be a part of the show.
That it's from
the,
them.
It's the least they could do was to hire CVT Soft Serve.
He's known to do this.
Yes.
So I was like, God, I love this guy.
It's my favorite bit to have the crew be like, hey, thanks for the truck. And me go, thank you for the truck.
Yeah, you guys
You
hired.
got it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't get it for
So,
you.
so the running joke for the catering that day was me telling the whole crew, why does he look so much younger than me?
When he wrote me back, he was like, we have the same birth date. Why do I look so much older than you?
I am covered in gray hair.
I would, but I am also like, if I had my full beard right now, you would be like, okay, we're on the
A
same.
little salt and that pepper.
I do have 4 children, so that
Sure,
and
that-
I
Oh,
run
that's gonna age you.
That'll do
yeah,
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
ice cream trucks from the 1960s. So
Yeah.
there's lots of headaches.
Yeah.
I mean, we have letters. There's so many like ice cream man questions I could ask.
I would
you.
love that.
I know that'd be a whole side quest.
You can do that.
I know, but
It's
like,
their
how you
show.
get
It's
into
their
ice-
podcast.
you
We just talk
know,
about it.
At what point in your life where you're like, I'm going to become an ice cream man? The ice cream man brings everybody so much joy. Now you're the harbinger of joy.
I'll give you the very
You're like a Santa Claus, but real.
what?
Wait,
Wait, what? What? I'll give you a very Cliff Notes version. Moved out here forever ago. I went to USC for theater.
Okay.
I know this is going to sound crazy,
all
cliche.
good.
An actor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That was
Fair
like,
enough.
I know.
Yeah.
Why
I
here?
actually
It happens. It
studied
happens.
improvisation
Is that real?
down the street at the Groundlings.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm very
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. So things weren't going to plan. The public storage commercial was not paying all of my bills.
Right.
So I worked every crappy actor day job in Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
And I said, this sucks.
Sure.
I'm going to open my own business.
Yeah.
CVT Soft Serve.
Wait, when you said I might open my own business, did you already know it was gonna be ice cream?
I knew there was no good soft serve in LA.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
grew up in upstate New York on soft serve ice cream. My dad had a recipe that was really good. I took it to a dairy in LA. We opened shop. This is like real. I just knocked out like 3 years in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 months in, we had a viral news story with Bill Murray. He showed up. I threw a Bill Murray ice cream social, and he actually showed up to the truck.
Yeah.
It was like the movie Chef. We had lines down the street.
Wow.
Business took off. I opened a second truck because we had so much business for TV film catering. Yada, yada, yada. Wholesaling the ice cream. Have our machines at Burgers Never Say Die. We got our first residential client is this guy. His name's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
So he put my ice cream machine in his house. I'm not making any of this up.
Yeah.
Jeff,
That's the only thing he spent his money on that I thought he knows what he's doing.
yeah,
And then everything else, I was like, what is he going to the fucking spoon
yeah,
for?
yeah. So Bezos puts a machine in his house. Then Joel Silver puts a machine in his house. It becomes this thing. And I'm like, if you can't afford a $15,000 soft serve machine,
Right.
how do I get my ice cream in your house?
Right.
Yeah.
Soft serve pouches.
Yeah.
And that's the.
And
pouches
that
we
was 9.5 years in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
had. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, my intention was not to come here to bring ice cream joy to LA. It was, how do I pay my bills? Because I don't want to be a waiter anymore.
I want to
Yeah.
go all the way back to your dad just having an ice cream recipe.
My dad's been in the restaurant business forever, my whole life. And,
Yeah.
and he owns a comedy club. And he made soft serve ice cream from scratch in his restaurant as a dessert item. And I said, well, why does...
And where did he get the recipe? He made it? He made it up?
Where did he get it, Joe?
Dad? Dad?
So he's passed?
No.
Oh,
Isn't
okay.
that
No, you
terrible?
looked around
No, I
then.
looked up. God, now I'm...
okay.
This is terrible.
That's okay.
But honestly, like the pictures of his dad that he's posted in the stories about his dad are, it's what you want in a dad. Like his dad is like, I am your dad until I am dead.
He
I
takes
am
care
here.
of everything. Like
Sure.
Yes.
rolls out the red carpet for anyone, and I'm the complete opposite when it comes to customer service. I'm like, this is what you get.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, fuck off.
I'm a little
okay.
more down that road.
But how did he have a recipe? Did he make up his own recipe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Is he an ice cream aficionado?
Not at all. He's
he's
a Brooklyn-born street hustler.
and he just
Yeah.
is like, I got this recipe.
I got this thing.
Blah
Looking for
blah
angles.
blah.
He's always looking at
Did
angles.
he know how special it was back
No.
then, or he just like,
I was like,
whatever, I make
this
ice
is
cream.
incredible. And
Yeah.
out here, it was like frozen yogurt, green juice central. I'm like,
Yeah.
Where's the unhealthy
Yeah.
soft serve?
Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance because it
Please.
sounds like
Nope.
everything's
Nope.
going great.
Wait, let's wait and hear what
No,
he says. Let's hear what he says first.
Do you?
Then we'll
Because
forgive
sometimes
it.
people do go on Shark Tank and they seem to already be doing like pretty well.
Yes.
You, this is established. It's happening and working. You're past that point. Or could you also be one to be like, look, we're already in these stores. I've already done these things. I just want to go.
We're actually doing that right now, but not on Shark Tank.
Of
And
course,
I was
yeah,
on
yeah,
a
yeah.
no, but I was on a podcast, and the guy said, "Have you thought about it?" And I said, "Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on national television and beg for money."
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
I want to go into a private boardroom.
But also,
and beg for
yeah,
money.
exactly.
But also, and I have limited data to even believe this. But do you need it? Like, aren't you? I feel like you're crushing it.
We're doing
Especially the. I
Dude,
mean, I
there's
feel like
people
the
on
trucks.
Shark Tank that are doing like $10 million in annual sales. They're still on that show,
Right.
And then they go on QVC, and it's like good.
But I
fucking
feel
night.
like even before pouches,
we were doing
doing great, and
Yeah.
now with pouches and
Yeah.
how quickly they're selling out and the demand of it, all I can think is, this is L.A.
Yeah.
If L.A. is like this, there's no reason to believe that nationally, and I got to assume that's probably the goal, right?
It's already happening.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't talk about
Rory, why are you getting your checkbook out? This
Yeah,
is
what?
our podcast.
I want to
You
buy
can't keep-
I want to buy the business.
can't keep using our show
Also,
to
Rory, you
facilitate
have
your
to have
business
that
meetings. You can't do two things in one day.
Give me a number, Joe. Give me any number.
And this is why.
I buy the business, it dies immediately because I have no idea what I'm doing.
And this is why you're on boardroom ambush. We trick people.
Door just busts
Oh,
open.
I guess I sold
All
the
of
business.
all of a sudden we have suits on.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
what the?
You have to sell to us.
From the producers of Undercover Boss.
Yeah, comes undercover investor.
Yeah, undercover investor. Yeah, I sold to him because I was outnumbered and I felt weirdly.
It's in this little studio in
Oh,
Melrose.
yeah.
She's a notary.
Yeah, I
this
forgot
is happening today.
I forgot to tell anyone I was going to be there. Like, it was a really unsafe situation.
They took me to a second location, and at that point, I was like, I just
Like,
want to live.
Yeah, I don't know where my car
So
is.
I don't
was
own an ice cream
blindfolded.
business anymore.
Yeah. And so, anyways, I don't do that anymore. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
We're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back. Let's go to the letters! Are you going to do one, or am I doing it?
Let me look.
Let me look. No, let me look.
Okay,
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
No, you do it.
Okay. Hey, guys.
That's
I'm
peaceful.
I'm still working on achieving Paler status and just listened to your end of 2021 episode about buffets. I have 2 topics in this letter, so if you need to read on air, feel free to choose your indulge of both topics. Much like you are enjoying a glorious buffet of my thoughts. So we picked the first one.
Yeah.
What is your buffet game plan? Mine is as follows. Plate 1, the eye test. I make a special ops visual sweep of the offerings. I mostly fill my plate with hearty entrees. If there's a chicken fried steak glistening under the heat lamps, it's on. Here I also consider the meatloafs, fried chickens, and hamburger Salisbury steaks of the land. No side items unless the mac and cheese is particularly eye-catching. Plate 2.
Can I ask a quick question?
Every time.
What is a Salisbury steak? Is Salisbury the sauce?
It's essentially a burger patty.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a traditional sauce that makes it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Salisbury sauce, to be honest, but it may not be.
Are you thinking about investing in Salisbury?
I want to. I brought 2 checkbooks today. So I want to buy Salisbury.
Salisbury steak is a dish originating in the U.S. made from a blend of ground beef and other ingredients, being considered a version of Hamburg steak. It's usually served with gravy.
And on a tray because it's part of a.
So
Yeah,
this
like
is
side dishes like
ready to
mashed
eat up.
potatoes.
This is like
cooked veggies.
Meatloaf's cousin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Where was that?
Plate
Mac
2.
and cheese. Plate 2. The mixtape. Plate 2. Plate 2 is going back for some sides and other entrees that caught my eye. Remember those corn nuggets that tempted you during round 1? Even though you know they're going to be just a little too wet on the inside? Now is the time. Maybe I'm willing to take a risk, and the seafood section is calling my name. Why not experiment with the nacho bar? No rules. Plate 3. Greatest hits and first dessert. By now, I've realized what foods brought their A game and which ones were all talk. No regrets, get the best. There's usually some room left on the plate for the first round of desserts, usually a handheld snack or cookie or Rice Krispie treat. If I'm at a Chinese buffet, it's snow biscuit time, or those little square cream coffee flavored things. Plate 4, just desserts. Also, plate 4, after throwing up. Plate 4, just desserts. Let your inner child loose and be free. Pies, yeah. Ice cream, toppings. There is no shame. General rules, fuck veggies. Only a sociopath wastes time on veggies at a buffet. Exceptions are a nice dollop of mashed potatoes or a particularly butter-soaked corn on the cob. No rolls or breads. Based off the buffet episode, you guys know what I'm talking about. This is from so long ago. See you on the buffet line, Scott.
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
Go for it.
First off, you're absolutely right about vegetables. We're not here to waste
I
fucking
don't know, man.
stomach space.
Sometimes
Well, what do
they're
you
doing it right.
What do you mean, like a creamed something? We're not there to get healthy.
Not
it's a
at all.
buffet.
I don't know if there's like a little deal of like really good roasted veggies, like broccoli and cauliflower, and maybe some squash.
Where I grew up, the buffets that we went to,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I think we've talked about on this show. There was a Quincy's and and Ryan's. I don't know how. That might have been regional. I have no idea.
Yeah, 'cause
definitely
ours
not
were
North.
Old
we
Country
had
Buffet
Old Country Buffet.
and Ponderosa.
Okay.
Yes. Can I share a quick one?
Oh my god, absolutely.
Okay, so my brother in high school, who was not old enough to drink at the time, got so wasted, he went into an Old Country Buffet, started eating out of the pans instead of putting it on his plate,
Oh.
and we got kicked out.
Yeah,
so,
of
yes,
course.
got kicked out of an Old Country Buffet.
I thought I feel like
For being
the buffet,
for being drunk, not for eating
no,
that way.
eating out of the pans is fine.
Fine.
Yes.
I feel like buffet etiquette. It's good that they kicked you out because I could picture them going, "Hey," to the back of the line. Like they don't even throw you out for that.
I'm picturing the next person waiting for the mac and cheese as my brother's just up there.
You're just watching. You're like, "This isn't gonna."
I want to go to.
There's
a
no way
buffet
this ends peacefully.
so bad right now.
So we would go to those two
Okay.
places, and I'll never forget that if you wanted like a steak, that was something you ordered. You've grabbed your tray
Yes.
and you're now gonna pay
Yes.
for the buffet or whatever.
Yes.
But that's where you would order the steak if you were getting like something special. that's gonna be brought to
Ponderosa was
table.
the reverse.
Okay.
The carving station.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So this would also have a carving station. The hit for us kids.
Yeah.
It was chicken wings, but it was like fried chicken wings. It wasn't chicken wings as we would go to a sports bar and get. It was fried chicken wings, and
Wait, what do
I
you
miss
mean?
them so much. It literally was like, you have like a fried chicken drumstick.
It was that,
It
but
was
small.
that, but it was a chicken wing, and it was. Right now, I could eat 30 of them instantly, and especially with like dipping sauces. Get the fuck out! There's no way I'm not going to town on that.
Ours had this metal thing that was a dispenser for milk and chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
With a white little tube on the end of it.
thank
for
you.
some
we
reason.
had that.
So
yeah.
just like thinking, like just kids just pounding chocolate milk.
It was that. It was soda. I mean, it's so wild. Who knows how much sodium we ingested in our youth? Like,
That milk dispenser, we had one at our dining hall in college, and the milk was always like warm, like it wasn't cold.
Room
Perfect.
temp. Room temp.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
You
like
know,
it
when
was.
it's European. It's a European style
It's
milk.
a warm.
Oh.
It's a warm milk.
No, thank
It's like
you.
a bedtime milk. I
So
have a warm
wings
milk.
were your number one crush?
I mean, it was so delicious. But I get to all this to say, and it kind of ties in a little bit here unexpectedly. But at those, I can't remember who did it first, Ryan's or Quincy's. But there was always the dessert bar. But I will never forget, around the age of like 8, I feel like is probably safe, is when suddenly one night we went, and now there was a soft serve ice cream machine, and the 8-year-old me could not comprehend the level of
you get it?
freedom
Yeah.
that
And
I
you
had.
make it.
I did a plate. I did a plate of vanilla ice cream. I was doing this. I'll never forget going back to the table and members of my family go, "Do not ever do that again." Like it was like toppings. It was like I was just like, "What?" It's like we're allowed to do whatever.
Yes.
I still thought we could do whatever ever.
Yes.
we want.
You're like that scene in Willy Wonka when they walk into
Yes.
the.
Yeah, I'm like,
with
we're allowed
me.
to. I mean, they put it out there. We're allowed to touch the hand. This is for us to do. But I'll never forget. I'll never forget how like mind blowing that was. That there wasn't someone there
Serving it
to
to
do
you.
it. That you got to dictate the amount. And I'm pretty sure that.
And they probably
was
had
the-
little dishes, but you went and
You
grabbed
went
the
with the
fucking
plate. Yeah.
plate.
I went for the plate. But also that was the age. That moment. I'll never forget it. That moment in time was the first time I started to understand the ratio of how much savory food did I spend on my stomach space versus. And so from that point on, they're like, make sure I would come back to the table and it all to the how you map it out. But my map quickly became, as a kid, coming back to the table with being like, are you sure you got like enough? And me being like, yeah, I'm going to eat this and then it's on to dessert, where I now have like this whole game plan.
Yeah.
Plate 4 is really plate 2 for me.
For sure.
And plate 1 stays the same. Like,
Sure.
give me the hits and the good meat.
My
and
family
then
was
dessert.
They were like, "Get your money. Don't waste your time on the bread. That bread's gonna fill you up."
That's
too
right.
The last time we
And
talked
also,
about this.
what is the quality of that bread,
Oh.
anyways? Yeah.
Not great.
It's
You
not
know
great.
what? You need maybe one piece of bread, and that's your mop.
Oh, for like you gravies and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This letter and this show is triggering a lot for me because
Right.
I learned that I married up,
Sure.
Yep.
and I did so when I learned that my wife had never been to a buffet.
Oh, wow.
that's
So
well, you
I
should've
was a
gotten
Chinese and
divorce.
old country buffet type person.
Yeah.
Her first experience, I want to say, was Vegas and then on a
Yes,
cruise.
Bacchanal.
She's like,
Caesars.
"Why do I need more than one plate of anything?"
Because you're an
And you almost want to be like, take your
because you're
logic
an American goddamn.
outside.
Like, who are you? Who did I marry?
Right. You probably don't even like Kid Rock.
Why don't you take your digestive health and go outside? Because this place is about letting go and
Yes.
crying on
We
the
went on
inside.
a cruise and she's like, "It's just a floating Vegas."
Yep.
And she's like, "The amount of shit people are just eating at the buffet and shitting on this boat."
Well, we don't
Yep.
think about that.
And
Yeah.
she's right. And she's right. She is 100%
So-
Wait,
right.
so but you growing up, what was your hits? Chinese buffet?
Chinese buffet and old country buffet.
What are you crushing at a Chinese buffet?
But hold on.
Oh.
Which you get to choose one. It's your final meal. Are you going Chinese buffet or are you going?
You gotta go with CB. If you're going final.
I'm probably
Final
going to go Chinese. I mean, I love
Chinese.
Chinese
Yeah.
food so much.
General.
Chinese food is probably my favorite food.
But for your final,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys don't understand. I mean, we Rochelle,
You
Illinois,
didn't even have Chinese food, so of course you don't know what we're talking about.
we have 2 China buffets. We have
They're the same company.
we have the China buffet,
China buffet.
right? That's been there since the early 90s. And then around 2000, we got New China Buffet. Completely different company.
But proper title
And
if you're trying to
in
muscle.
that's in the location that used to be the Beacon, which was Rochelle's fine dining restaurant.
Sure.
And now it's there. I take every time I'm home, my nephews, we're going to go to lunch? Yeah, where you want to go? China Buffet.
Yeah.
And we go to the New China Buffet and
Wait, they want to go to China Buffet or New China Buffet?
New China Buffet.
What's the newness?
It's newer.
It literally is just a younger company.
Yeah.
Guys, we can't call this place China buffet. We're gonna get
Yeah.
sued.
New China Buffet.
New.
Yeah.
China Buffet Part 2.
What are
So
you guys going with at a China Buffet?
General Tso.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your first plate?
But I almost do that. I almost do that at any given Chinese food opportunity, unless it's not on the menu.
Yeah.
Has
I'm
anyone?
going General Tso.
I've never actually. I don't know who General Tso is.
I've not, and I don't want to know.
Tso.
I don't want to know in case it ruins the flavor.
When you get to that China buffet and they just put out the broccoli chicken. Dude. And you know
I could do it.
You know how much
steaming.
MSG is in there?
You see it steaming.
And that's
then-
what you pay for.
And then you pick your egg roll. I always try to go with the egg roll a little bit more well done than the other ones.
Sure.
Right?
Are you guys duck sauce guys?
Can I ask
That's
a quick?
it's an East Coast thing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm
I don't
I'm
even know.
South
What's
Carolina.
duck sauce?
Not
duck
that that
what?
would make
What?
it
We
easy.
don't
I only
know. It's
no.
like it's like the
It's the sweet
sweet
dipping
sour sauce
sauce.
you get
Yes.
at McDonald's.
Yes.
I have
Then yes. Yeah, I know exactly what
I
you're talking
have
about.
some in my fridge at all times because you can't it's not guaranteed to get at a restaurant. Like they don't have packets and stuff. But in New York, like you
There
can
is
get
a
it.
place here
Yeah.
in LA called Green Apple
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant.
It closed.
Not
The one in Burbank, or
oh.
the one in Studio City.
The one in Studio City
It
closed.
It's not
I
there.
heard
Actually,
that-
it's right across from where you're parked.
We should open Green Apple new.
New Green Apple.
New Green Apple.
Red Apple. China.
They did New York style egg rolls that were the big fork and
Like a
knife egg
burrito.
rolls
Yeah.
with the like mustard that was just a little dabble. Do you? That's my
maybe-
favorite egg roll.
They
Yeah,
maybe
you can't-
moved,
I'm
but
not
it's
gonna-
gone. But it's where you guys park sometime.
Yeah,
out there on
I
Ventura.
think Fat Sal's took over that.
Yeah.
Shut.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
gone.
This is pretty recent too, because I went to
has
go
to
get
be.
it, and like literally the week before it was there, and the week after I was like, wait, why? Where is it? It was just gone.
Google says
I felt
it's
like
still
Marty
open.
going back to his neighborhood in 1950, and there's no houses down the
and if
street.
it's
And then
that new.
Biff took over.
Listen says it
That's
might
what I-
still be.
That's
open.
what I felt like, and Biff was Fat Sal.
Ponderosa for me. They for some reason they didn't do mac and cheese at Ponderosa. If you remember, they had shells.
That's
and then they had
sacrilegious.
cheese.
That's
separate.
sacrilegious.
So you
Make
could
your
load
own.
up on the shells.
Was it
and
Velveeta
then-
cheese?
it was a very
Velveeta's very
creamy-
fancy. I don't think it was that
Yeah.
fancy.
It was one.
Yeah.
Velveeta with a D.
But you've done Bacchanal in Vegas, Caesars.
Yes.
You've done Bacchanal.
Yeah, I
So-
think once or twice.
It's great.
I mean,
I
that's
just-
like the
I'm
the
gonna
cream
ask-
of the crop, right?
This is people's barrier for whether or not they'll go to a buffet. It's mine for I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit about crab legs.
Well, so they used to have the number one grossing, but I know way too much about buffets.
Yeah.
The number one grossing buffet in the country doesn't exist anymore. It was the Rio Seafood Buffet.
Oh wow,
They were
okay.
doing $1 million a week. A week.
at the Rio.
And the Rio is a shithole and it's
yes,
dead now.
it's on the other side of the
yeah, it's
highway.
being redone.
The
It just
reason
got bought.
the reason it was so
Penn and
popular.
Teller.
Yeah, but they're staying.
When you say what do you go for, I'm disgusting.
Go for it.
Okay.
This
so
makes me so happy.
the Rio Seafood
Rory
Buffet,
might not
when you get
invest,
to the
depending on
end
what you say.
when you get to the end of the line where you'd see a prime rib,
Yeah.
it wasn't little, it was full-size lobster tails.
Oh yeah.
So I would just skip the line, go
Yes.
I think I would have about 50 to 60 lobster tails.
Shut
Yes,
up.
yes. Just lobster tails and just pouring butter on it.
And you would just eat. Crush,
And then I would
crush.
had to live in the bathroom for like a day, but it was worth it in the moment.
I mean, you give me
Joe,
you give me a good shrimp
50
cocktail.
lobster tails.
If I have,
You're gonna
yeah,
get sick.
I got sick. The amount of iodine I ingested.
Yes,
Yes.
that's wild.
So anyway,
God.
this was going back to when my wife and I were dating. She went once with me, and then it was just
How
pretty
did
much.
you make it to marriage? How did you guys get
She's
that
seen
far?
you like
She's
that.
seen me like that. She said,
loves you.
Yeah,
She actually loves
I
you.
have no sympathy for you. You are disgusting.
Yeah.
So many lobster.
I had,
tails.
but I meant you can eat one in like 3 bites.
Oh, I'm with you.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
just a lot.
And the melted butter.
She loves you so much because that is so good. 50 lobster tails is
Yes,
so-
but-
like if I was your friend, I'd be like, "Do you want to talk? You all right?
You know we have tickets to a show after.
You know this is the first we just landed. What are you doing?
Can I ask you a question? You're at a buffet, like a Ponderosa. What is your feeling on the jump around? Let me just scooch on past you real quick.
You know, here's the thing. I think technically it seems unethical.
Right.
But sometimes you got to go around traffic, and that traffic is because someone doesn't know how to fucking drive.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you got to go, hey, I don't want to go around you, but what in the fuck are you doing? Like,
Right.
let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is triggering so many memories. I'm thinking of burning my hands on how hot the plates were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Remember,
they're, like,
remember
so-
in our lifetime
that
is when the
condensation
like
on them.
in our lifetime is when like the spit tray started because it used to just kind of be
Out.
open
Open
and
air
out.
food.
Yep.
There was
Yeah.
no concept of
Yeah.
oh yeah, people spit accidentally.
There's been a million stand-ups that have done it about Chipotle, but just like people still feel the need to put their finger over the glass.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can't just say chicken.
Yeah. that one right there.
Also, I love at a buffet when you just look at the carving station and the collection of people in line.
Yeah.
Like silent, nobody's talking to each other. They're just holding their plates, like waiting for some carved ham. I always want ham. I wasn't much of a roast beef guy.
Yeah.
And
You know,
you just it's like a 5-year-old like kid standing next to like a 56-year-old
Lumberjack.
man who's
Yeah.
got
Lumberjack.
2 plates, and
Yeah.
they're just all in line for the carving station.
Yeah.
And they make the carving station guy always wear the hat.
They always sold it
Why?
like this is a chef.
Yes.
Not just a guy cutting meat.
No,
A job that
he
is
from
readily
the
available for anyone who
Culinary
can hold a knife.
Institute of America.
And how much work did you think the light was actually doing?
Very little to
Minimal.
none.
None, right?
Yeah, it really was just red, and I think that gave us the illusion of heat.
Yes.
It was like a red bulb.
Yes.
I've been, again, going back to my wife, I feel like I've been deemed just a giant piece of shit for going to buffets because her family never did it, but like, they're quite popular.
Yeah.
What I'll never understand.
Would I
though-
sleep better if I grew up like her? Probably.
Yeah.
I probably would.
I took my nephew Tommy. It was just me and him at the China buffet last time I went.
New
New
China.
China buffet.
Daniel, Jesus Christ.
And
You're
I
talking about
looked
two
over,
locations
and
here.
there was a person. This is what I'll never understand about buffets. The people who it seems that they think you only get one plate.
when
like
they,
the
when they
mountain of
stock it
The
up.
mountain of food of all these different
Yeah.
types of, and it's a little restaurant in Rochelle. It's not more than never more than 20 steps away,
Right.
and the amount of stuff this person loaded, I was like, do you
There
know you can come right back up?
There
You
could-
don't got to do this all
Yeah.
on one
Yeah.
plate.
There
Yeah.
could be a fire. They need to get as much food.
But I think it's also, and this is like really sad because it's mature, it's adults, not necessarily mature.
Yeah.
But it's the psychology that it's here now. I have to get it because it won't be there. They don't
Maybe.
even register. This gets
even then,
brought
just
out
double plate
80
it, 'cause
times
like-
a day.
How do you guys feel?
I gotta say, anybody that goes spaghetti in those scenarios, you're like, what are you
doing?
Like veggies, I get, but I get your argument. But like spaghetti, any kind of pasta, you're like, this pasta will never be as good as you need it to be. But the sort of trashy, shitty meat dishes always do kind of have a chance of being the best flavor of that you've had. Yeah. But the pasta will never do that.
No. How do you guys feel about, and maybe it's item specific, not using the utensil to grab the thing that goes on your plate?
Like if it's like an egg roll, like if you just grab
Can you
the egg
grab
roll.
an egg roll by hand at a China buffet?
I mean, you better not touch anything else.
I've seen it.
I've seen it too. I've seen it. And
But do they touch other ones?
I've seen it recently because, shooting stuff, oftentimes when lunch is served, it's like a sort of a buffet style, stations kind of thing.
Yeah.
On our last day, there was like a dessert station.
Banana bread.
And naturally, I'm over there because that's plate number 2 for me.
Yeah.
And I'm over there, and we see this sort of like cake-ish looking like cheesecake thing, but it also didn't really look like cheesecake. I'm not a big cheesecake guy, but I was like, I'm gonna get like one of these, and there wasn't really like a thing, so I grabbed a new fork.
Yes.
To like slide it under, get it over out of the way, and like put it on my plate. And I watched another guy go up, and he literally goes, it's a little too soft. And I like watched that, and then him just walk up. And I literally, if there was a camera on me, it would have seen me be like, like someone I'm working with, where I'm like,
Yeah.
that. And this is the last day where you're like, that's who you are.
That's wild.
That's who you are. It doesn't occur to you. You just touch that with your fucking hands. It's insane to me.
That is insane. There used to be a place in Rockford, Illinois at the Colonial Village called Bishop's.
Oh, we know of Joe and I know of Bishop's.
Bishop's was like this from the days of like the 50s. It was a cafeteria style where you walk up and select your whole meal as you go along, and they put it onto your tray as you go. But it was an actual like sit down nice restaurant, like Midwestern restaurant. And the joy I would have when I would get to pick pudding and Jell-O cubes and then French silk pie.
Yeah.
And this place, like if I bring it up to this day to my grandma, it's just such a time in that of like that's gone. It's like a style of eating and the way our country ate and stuff. Bishop's was like, I felt like the 50s, even when I was there in the 80s and early 90s.
Another thought about buffet etiquette.
Yeah.
You want the item. You got someone breathing over your shoulder. There's only a few of those items left. Do you leave one for the next person in line? No, they're out of luck.
I mean,
how bad do I want it?
There's 3 egg rolls and you want 3, and there's someone right next to you.
Oh, I would take 2, yeah.
You'd leave
but
it-
I'd probably honestly, I'd feel bad. I'd take 1 and it'd be like, the egg rolls, they're running out. Just so whenever, if you guys are thinking of whatever you're restocking.
I always look at because they restock that you're almost like, hey, do you want these last 3? In my head, and they'll be like, oh yeah, and then in my head I'm like, no, look, if I can wait 5 minutes, I can have the freshest egg rolls. Even though this is off topic.
Yes.
Soup dumplings. You big
Yes.
into that? I mean, all day.
Din Tai
every
Fung?
day. Din Tai Fung. Have you ever been to Dan Modern Chinese in Pasadena?
And I live 10 minutes from there, and I've never been.
So go to Dan.
Okay.
I think it's better than Din Tai Fung.
I thought you were gonna go. I think it's better than your fucking ice cream.
I think it's better than your
Are-
ice cream. And
are
you're like,
you-
but they're not the same.
Is he investing in Dan?
Anyways, I'm a
This is his
code.
negging. This is his negging.
My name is
portion.
Rory Dan. Rory Dan Scovel. But Dan Modern Chinese food in Pasadena. I mean, Din Tai Fung. It like to even get a table, you're like, what are we
it's
fucking
wild.
doing? And I get it, the food is good, but Dan, just as good, if not better. And you will get a table, you'll get sat immediately, and the food is really fucking great. But I watched a guy walk in, never been there. We're eating, and he's got the menu. He's like, I'm just gonna order something to go. He's like, do you guys have cashew like chicken, which they don't have? And he was like, there's nothing cashew chicken. He goes, let me get the fried rice. It took everything for me to not stand up and go up to him and be like, I know you want cashew chicken. Can I just run you through 4 things I think you should get because I think this will become your favorite place? But I was like, you know what? That's his thing.
live his
but
life.
God, it killed me not to go up and just be like, look, it's worth sitting down, eating here, getting the soup dumplings, get 3 orders, eat 15 soup dumplings right now. You will inhale them. That's my favorite. That's why Chinese food is my favorite.
Love it. Alrighty. Well, thanks so much for this, Scott. We'll see you on the buffet line. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk
Rory Scovel.
and
Joe Nicchi.
And we're back! Guys, during the break, you heard ads.
Yep.
I ranted about how much I don't like Jimmy Buffett. At me.
And I love Jimmy Buffett, specifically Come Monday and A Pirate Looks at 40.
I couldn't name any songs outside of Cheeseburgers in Paradise. And also, since
Margaritaville.
we were born at the same time and on the same day,
We
same
both
year,
dislike.
we both, yeah. And that is our bond, more so than ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And our birth dates. Is
What are
that
your
right?
hugs and plugs?
Hugs and plugs. Go to RoryScovel.com. I'm on the road. Come see a show. Tell someone to come see a show. Some of these shows, tickets are great. Some of these shows, it's like, what in the fuck are we doing? When does this come out?
At the beginning of September.
The beginning of September. So actually, you know what? I'm not going to get so
end of
upset about it.
August.
End of August. So San Francisco. I'm going to be at Cobb's Comedy Club. There's also a chance I've just been there. Forgive me if I'm off on this date. But come see the fucking show, and each of you tell 100 people to come see the show. That's where we're at with tickets. Watch Physical Season 3 on Apple TV+.
Nice. Go to danielvankirk.com for my stuff. In September, I'll be at High Plains. In October, I'm doing Yuckfest in Boston. And then in November, on 11/11, I am shooting my special, recording my new album. It's 2 shows, 11/11 at the Lincoln Lodge. Everything's at danielvankirk.com. And if you come to any of those shows or any of the other ones that I didn't say that are listed at danielvankirk.com, bring a Pen Pals postcard or a Dumb People Town headline, because I start out the show by talking to you guys about that stuff. And then that's how I get my clips. You happy, America? Good.
You happy that it's come to
You
this?
happy? Are you happy
All
now?
your clips.
And if you want to write us about how you are happy about it and you hate Jimmy Buffett, you can do so at thepenpalspod@gmail.com or mail us care of the Pen Pals Pod, 5419 Hollywood Boulevard, Suite C, number 121, Los Angeles, California.
90027.
And I didn't even look that
I
time.
have never looked. I've known that zip code the whole time.
Joe.
Joe, what do you got?
Plug yourself.
NewChinaBuffet.com.
Ooh,
Yep.
you bought it. It's probably available.
Green Apple Studio City.
It's probably available.
And also Soft Serve ice cream is available at CVTSoftServe.com. Social media at CVT Soft Serve, Twitter, Instagram,
What-
Facebook.
So far, it's in local stores in LA. What are those
Locally, you
stores?
can buy them at Gelson's and all Bristol Farm stores and quite a few other places soon that we can't announce. But
But in Koreatown too, aren't you? I thought I saw a
H-Mart.
post. H-Mart in
H-Mart.
Koreatown. Yeah.
Yep. But
Folks, get on it.
I have pouches in my freezer right now. They're the best.
Thank you so much.
They're so
Yeah.
great.
You are. I mean, you will have started, and it says it on the thing. But truly, it's just a matter of time till ice cream companies go, "Oh, we're gonna steal this idea."
I spent
for sure.
2.5 years on multiple patents. Because
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because that's who you want doing the patent and doing the thing, as opposed to like the corporate. Breyers is now doing pouches.
yeah, so then our attorney can be like, here's a cease and desist letter.
Yes,
Or
I-
they can pay a license.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I absolutely
I hope you become the ice
Love
cream,
it.
the soft serve ice cream of like Dots, like what Dots Pretzels has. Like I just saw a Dots commercial. Like the Dots has like shown up on the scene.
Yeah. I went into that soft serve ice cream pouch with so much curiosity of can texture and flavor truly exist in this pouch the way it would coming out of a machine.
Right.
And I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works. I don't know what you thought of to pull it off, but for anyone who is skeptical, if you're capable of getting a pouch, fucking try it, because outside of the flavor, you will be like, how is this?
The texture.
How is
I
it
don't
working?
get it. I
And it
don't
works.
get it.
It does work.
7 all-natural ingredients, no chemicals, and it took us 57 tries to
Oh
get it
my
right.
God.
And the
Which
person
feels low, actually. I know you're saying that like
after
high.
about the 4th formulation, the guy that I'm working with was like, I think this is really good. I'm like, yeah, but it could be better. And
Yeah.
then I think he got a little too frustrated. We stopped at 57.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
sucks your dad's gonna sue you. when he
Yeah,
finds
it's gonna
out
be
you stole his
terrible.
recipe.
No, he knows.
You know.
You should
I
follow. It's CVT Soft Serve.
CBC
On
I
Instagram.
can't even say my.
I know. That's why I
I'm
said
so
it.
nervous around you guys.
Don't you
Well,
dare.
once we went into the buffet thing, you're like, this is a curveball. Also,
Once we found out
the
about your
vulnerability,
lobster problem.
the vulnerability you exuded during the lobster tail thing. But yes, get on Instagram, go to CVT Soft Serve if you want to see where they're going to be parked on a daily basis. It's their first post of the day, but I got to say, yes, try those pouches, but also going to, and this is something we haven't talked about, going to the truck and getting straight up vanilla on a cone with the sea salt topping, which you do not see anybody fucking doing.
Right.
And I had not ever even tried until that day you came to physical.
Yep.
And I was like, I was so angry that I hadn't been doing that this whole time. But also, I was like, are people fully aware? Because people put sea salt on cookies, and you go, oh, it works because salt and the sweet.
Yeah.
It works on the vanilla ice cream in such a way that you know immediately you're about to gain so much. You're like, I have to go get another cone. I have to eat 4 cones today. It's so good.
It's our number 1 topping on the truck, but most people they're hesitant. Like, who puts salt on an ice cream cone? I was like, I do.
Yeah,
try it.
Yeah, this
and
isn't
then
a
they're
gag.
I've told everyone to try it because I think they're like, oh, it'll be salty, and you're like, no, it somehow takes that sweet vanilla to like this level. You couldn't get it there on its own. It needs the salt, and fuck, it's so good.
Catering a event at Porsche of Woodland Hills. This is a lifetime ago, and a woman came to the truck and she goes, "Sea salt. Is the salt salty?" It's one of my favorite customer questions
You're
ever.
like, it's CE.
You need to leave.
Yeah. Or what's sea salt? I say it's salt from the sea.
You just grab a handful and throw it at her. How about that, lady?
What do you want?
How's that taste?
I thought the ice would be more cubes.
Is the ice cream creamy?
Yeah.
I've also received that it was a little too cold. So I don't. Yeah. The ice cream was great. It was just a little cold.
What did they call?
Give it a minute.
I was in Vermont a year ago.
Creamy.
A creamy.
Maple creamies.
That's what they call soft serve ice cream. I got that. There's something I love about that because there is something fun about going, like saying soft serve feels like you're saying ice cream. But when someone goes, I'm going to go get a creamy, like that immediately makes you want to eat dessert.
Do you think you can feel tough? Like a macho, like biker at a biker bar or ordering a cream. Give me your best. Give me a cream.
Give me the fire wings. And give me a chocolate creamy. And they're like, I didn't hear you. A chocolate creamy. A chocolate creamy. The record skips. Cream me up. And you're also in a bar like in T2 when he's going to get closed at the beginning. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go to this other letter we have here. Is this me?
Yep.
Dearest pals. Peaceful.
Fair enough.
I like that. I know in previous episodes you have touched on your disdain for people that are rude to service staff, be it treating a waiter poorly or snapping fingers at bartenders, etc. Did you know garçon means boy? We learned that in a letter because we always thought garçon was like this uppity, like garçon, like it means boy. It's actually wildly insulting.
Yeah.
Garçon, hey boy.
Hey boy,
And it's
give me
like
a creamy.
man that's older than you. Boy, come
Bring
to
me
here
a creamy.
Bring me a maple creamy. Snapping fingers at bartenders, etc. I bartended when I was 18 and would purposefully make rude customers wait a little longer. But on a recent trip to Portland, Maine, I witnessed something that I thought truly took the cake. The morning after a bachelor party, I was up first and decided to get breakfast burritos and coffees for everyone from a nearby cafe. A lady ahead of me in line who appeared well-to-do and in her 50s, after failing to get the attention of the staff, threw some dimes into the empty tip jar on the counter and proceeded to whip the coins around the jar until a staff member came to take her order.
Whoa.
My jaw almost hit the ground. So she created her own bell, her own service bell. As a somewhat reserved Brit, I was mortified, but didn't say anything to the discourteous jar shaker. When I got to the register, I empathized with the server and, of course, left a nice tip. What would either of you have done in that situation, and what are some things you see people doing to service staff that really grind your gears? Sincerely, your pal Matty from the Hartlepool Spy Monkey episode.
I don't know.
Hartlepool, there was a story about like a legend. We were talking about legends, and someone talked about a monkey, the spy monkey on a ship.
Oh, yes. I remember that. We had a guest, I think, on that.
Possibly, yeah.
episode.
Oh,
I think we
Andy
did.
Richter.
I think it was Andy Richter. P.S. At the risk of derailing the whole letter, well, guess what? It just happened. Where does the breakfast burrito rank on your list of breakfast offerings? I put it just above the croissant sandwich. Bling, blang, blang, bling. That's the jingle that plays after.
Yeah.
You hit that time. I'll get right to that.
Do it.
I love a good breakfast burrito.
course.
I have over time
What do you
grown
put in?
less fond of the croissant sandwich, but
You're not
would
a
get a
croissant man?
BK croissant wich in a heartbeat. I used to eat those all the time,
Really?
and I'd get some French toast sticks. Now, granted, we're talking high school, probably
Sure.
when the quality was maybe a little bit better. I don't know, but I don't.
Your
I just don't.
metabolism was.
I'd rather have like white toast, bodega style breakfast sandwich than a croissant.
But what's in your
sandwich.
breakfast burrito that you love?
Honestly,
You putting hash browns in a breakfast
I would
burrito?
love if that's an option. I'll add avocado
So?
if that's an option.
French toast sticks.
I would if that was an option.
I'm embarrassed to say I've never had one until I moved to Southern California. Upstate New York was not known for their breakfast burritos.
Yeah, same.
I think
Same in
I
Illinois.
had maybe had it because I was in DC and in New York City, and I feel like that was in like 2005 to 2010 range. So I maybe had it then, but not on the scale that LA clearly has
Right.
so many
Yeah.
breakfast burritos. But I like them. But I think I've now kind of shifted back to I'd rather have a breakfast sandwich or a biscuit breakfast sandwich.
Do you guys go biscuits and gravy for breakfast?
I'm not.
No.
I can and will.
Yeah.
I
But when you think of breakfast, you're not like, I'm going to make some biscuits and gravy tomorrow.
I've never once made that in my life.
Really?
I don't
Very
know how to make
popular
gravy.
where I'm from and in my family.
In the Midwest, you don't say.
I do.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel.
I do that.
I don't know.
I do that.
Sometimes a bagel.
Bagel's too much to bite through.
Yes.
You know what? But and that's
You're doing
where,
a double tear.
But that's where the bialy is like the greatest fucking.
I don't know
like,
what a bialy is.
A
And
bialy
I think you've
is
mentioned
a
it
thin,
before, and I
it's
just
a
played
thin.
I don't
But
either.
do you know?
No.
It's a thinner bagel. It's a New York City thing. I don't know if it started in New York. Do you know bialys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's my dad's like favorite. If there's a bialy
It's
available,
perfect for that very reason because sometimes with a bagel breakfast
too
sandwich,
much.
it's too much bagel. The bialy cuts it in half, and now it's like perfect bread amount.
Just less bagel.
But
It's less bagel.
Daniel, the toppings, I don't think you'd like. There are onions and stuff on it.
No.
Yeah.
I used to go to a place we've talked about this, Carmine's in New York City,
Yes.
and I'd go up and he did a pastrami, egg and cheese breakfast bialy, and with like shitty like Folgers coffee, and it was divine. It was so
That sounds so
great. And also his cafe was so small and decorated
Oh, yeah.
in such a shitty way. It legit felt like you were stepping onto a set from a multicam sitcom in like the 70s where they're like, yeah, it doesn't have to look realistic. That's what it felt like.
But sometimes you just give me a slightly well done bagel with too much cream cheese.
Yeah.
Good night.
But you're not
Good morning.
anti-breakfast burrito. You'll do it.
I love a breakfast
Same.
burrito.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if I know I'm getting a great breakfast sandwich on an English muffin,
Yeah.
sausage, cheese, scrambled eggs, a little bit of mayo.
English
Oh,
muffin
fuck,
might
man.
be the most like if you did a poll with everybody, I bet you English muffin, burritos aside, if it's a different breads, English muffin is kind of the perfect breakfast sandwich bread
Yes.
Yeah.
because you're gonna get the good crunch off the toast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You ever
God,
had a
that's-
grilled muffin?
a grilled muffin. Griddled muffin. I don't think I have.
Like
He
a
introduced me to it
blueberry muffin cut right down the middle
vertically.
butter both sides, butter the pan, and griddle it, and so you get a blueberry you get like a crunch to
That
it.
sounds great.
It's so good. It's a very New York City, like, I mean, I would assume everywhere. I mean, it's Chicago, too. Any major
I've never
city.
heard of it
Never
until
heard of it.
you.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck this show.
Why?
If Joe hadn't heard of it,
I've
then I'm
never heard
pissed.
of it.
You would love it. Make it. Next time you're doing muffins, if you do muffins. Even if you just buy them and bring them home, fucking do it.
I'll do it.
They're so good.
Yep.
You deal with this all the
Yeah,
time.
this is like, come on, this is too perfect.
This is and I'll bring this up to set you up. And I don't think you know this. Joe his company has the smartest idea. When you're an ice cream truck and you are going to hit closing time, they have a sign to give to a person to let everyone know, hey, there's no use in getting a line. This person holding the sign is saying, I'm the last person. The truck is done.
Yeah.
It's just done. Otherwise, it would never end.
Right.
And a guy grabbed the sign and broke it recently.
Broke it. Yeah. He
In
snapped it.
anger.
In anger. It's happened many.
Were you witness to this, or you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the broken sign was a a one-time thing, but people getting angry you can't say no to people who want ice cream.
But it's over.
It's over. I have a sign. It says,
It's like the Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Go home.
"Go home. We're done.
It's
We're
over.
done here."
But also, most human beings see that and they go,
He'll do
well,
one
what do you
more.
guys want to do? That's
No,
you're with the group and you're
I
like,
would.
they're
Wait,
closed.
are you
what's near here?
Would you guys go
You
into
start pivoting.
I have so much anxiety about people that are comfortable going into restaurants 10 minutes before they close.
Oh,
I can't
do
do
it.
it.
My
No,
rule
I
is
can't do
40.
it.
Okay,
I
perfect.
can't do it.
Okay, so we put this sign out because I have to go to private events or we have to end our day.
Yeah.
So if the stop ends
Or
at...
can I say really quick?
Yeah.
I'll do to go on 2 conditions. One, I know that they're the type of restaurant that we don't start shutting down our kitchen until 10 p.m.
Uh-huh.
Or if I come in and I go, question for you, you have to
I
tell
do
me
this
the
all the
truth.
time. I do
You
this all
have
the
to
time.
tell me the truth. Do not worry. Have you already started closing it up? If you're cleaning it up and you guys are ready to roll, forget it.
Yep.
If not, I have a to-go order because I will not take up any more of your time.
Yep.
And I'm trusting you to tell me
You know
the
what?
truth.
And this is true of many people. But I will go into a place and I will say, I've worked in restaurants.
Yep.
And I know that I sometimes hate this person.
Right.
If we came in and ate, do you hate us, or are you kind of like, it's fine and it doesn't matter and it's easy breezy? And I say the same
And
thing.
if they
I go,
pause, you get your answer.
well, I tell them too.
they're-
I go, the truth is great, because I go, if honestly you hate us, even if the food's amazing, I don't want to be those people. Right. And almost every time they'll go, no, it's fine. Come on. They kind of don't care, but.
Yeah.
There are people that will go, we're trying to go home. And I go, same. I always want to go
You
home
might
too.
be trying to catch a birthday party.
Yeah.
And you're the last person to show up at
How
the bar.
shocking was that moment when the dude broke the like?
Yeah,
You
sorry,
probably
yeah,
don't
you
even
were
know what
you
you're
were
doing.
talking. You were talking. You were talking.
No, you're... It wasn't even... I'm just so numb to it because we use that sign every Friday and Saturday night.
Yep.
We have to go to another event. It says, I'm the last person in line. No one behind me will be served. This includes beautiful women and screaming children. Sure. And still, you get people who see the sign and they just stand right behind it with their arms crossed like, I'm ignoring it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They get up there and I say, sir, I will
happened
not
to
be
you?
serving you.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
You can't do just one more? No, that
That person in front of you was the one more.
that
Yeah.
defeats the purpose of the sign if I could just do one more.
Yeah.
Right. This
We
guy
did just
lost
do
his
one more.
mind on me, broke it, and he goes, you're a little too punctual for a guy who just sells ice cream on the sidewalk. And what I loved about that is I use that line now when someone says, what do you do for a living? I say, I sell ice cream on the sidewalk.
Yeah. It is kind of that actually. That we're talking about merch right now.
Yeah. But if
CVT,
I
I
said,
sell soft
sir,
Did you look at him and go, I know why she left, man.
yeah, exactly.
I know why she
No,
left.
what I did say was, if it was your daughter's wedding that I was going to be late to because I have to serve more people, you'd want me to leave too.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Also, I love they said you're a little too punctual for a guy who sells ice cream on the sidewalk. I wish you would have gone, and you're obviously not punctual.
Yes, that's exactly
because we're closed.
Right. I posted about this too. We had a cop who held the sign, and he goes, Joe, my day job is easier than holding that sign.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
because
"That's-"
you can feel it.
I said, haha. He's like, no, I'm serious. People do not want to be told they can't get an ice cream,
Yeah.
especially entitled people in Los Angeles.
Yes. Yes.
So, but
Wow.
this is tailor-made for me, this letter. I mean,
So
What's
you,
also
wait,
so
you give it
funny
to the
is that
person to hold?
so here's the deal. The last person in line holds
Do
the
they
sign.
get it free?
They get free, and for what their whole party gets for free.
Yeah. Because that's a big job. I mean, the cop.
I
put
walk
it-
out to the person. I say, "You're gonna hold this." Like you get free ice cream. Their eyes go big. But then I say, "No, you have to enforce the sign."
Yeah.
So if someone's behind you, turn around and say, oh, "I'm the last person."
Yeah.
So it's not an easy job.
I would take,
You know-
I wouldn't take joy in it because you don't want people to be upset. But if someone did come out and be like, "No, one more," I would have so much joy in going. I don't think you understand. No matter how angry you get,
I will not be
You're
serving
not
you.
gonna get any of the ice cream.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, but if you give me $40,
Yep.
I'll say you're with me.
I've had again. I had a guy, and you guys are gonna think this is no. Hook me up to a polygraph.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Here we go.
We never get to use this thing.
I had
You're
a guy.
on Polypals, which we get a lot of confusion about because
A
people
lot
think we're
of
trying to
crossover for
fuck
poly pals.
People
It's
think we're-
truth tellers and it's relationships.
who want to just, free fuck.
I had a guy in Burbank. Last person in line sign comes out. He's irritated. He won't leave. He whips out a wad of cash and he said, "I'll give you $1,000 right now. I'll buy a cone for $1,000."
Oh my god!
And I said no.
Yeah, you
because I turned away like 20 people that were all standing around.
Right. Who are just like, oh, we're not special because we don't have 1,000.
Yeah.
It defeats the whole etiquette.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the whole customer service, I've gotten a kick out of basically our tagline is we love most of our customers.
I know. I love it.
I read about how the customer's always right was, it came.
Marshall Fields.
Yes. Way back in the day.
What is the story? I don't know this.
It's where they
history.
coined the term.
They coined the term forever ago.
customer is
But the
always
customer is not always right. The customer is usually wrong.
Seldom right. The customer's seldom right.
One of my favorite customer service stories was at the start of COVID. Her name's Esther from Encino. Encino Esther.
Yeah.
Hires me for a job. I get there. I have to use the bathroom.
Sure.
I said, do you mind if I use the restroom? And she goes, ooh, And I was like, oh, it's early COVID. They don't want an outsider going into their house. She goes, you can go around back. So I peed in this woman's yard in Encino. So uncomfortable. I'm having this moment of, this is my life.
Right.
How have I gotten to this moment where I'm pissing in a woman's backyard and I'm going to go serve her ice cream?
And it's into the pool, which I thought was your fault. That was kind of shitty of
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
That's not the end of the story.
Oh, no.
40 people show up to her party, which she has inside her house.
Okay.
She didn't want the help.
So I wrote a scathing letter on the internet because she tried to hire me back a year later. She's like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we had you out for my daughter's birthday party last year.
Yeah.
And I wrote, oh, yeah, I remember you.
I pissed in
and
your
I went
backyard.
off. And I was like, the only thing I regret is that I didn't have to take a shit that night.
Yeah.
I
saw this post. Did she write you back?
She didn't write me back.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was Esther.
Yeah. Yeah.
Esther and
But
Encino.
just horrible customer. I get people.
But do you ever have somebody? This happened to me a couple times when I was bartending. Granted, they needed a drink, where you would turn them all the way around. Like somebody would come in and I'd be like, "What can I get for you?" And they're like, "I don't know," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. What do you feel like? Just fucking Jameson, you know?" And then at some point of me going, "What made your day this bad?"
Yep.
And then by the end of it, they're like, "I'm really sorry for you know."
You're
I've
like,
just been
yeah,
like,
I'm not the
yeah,
villain here,
You
bud.
just needed to take a. You needed to
Take a
take
breath.
beat.
Yeah.
And just
And if
be
you're like, you know what, I'm actually just in a bad mood
because you
of
know
my
what?
job.
If I had met you with what you were giving, that your snowball shit of a day would have just kept going.
Yeah.
But you brought it. You were kicking it down the hill. You kept it going.
Yep. Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
let's stop for a second and realize that maybe this person's just all right.
Yeah.
Also, I serve ice cream.
Yeah.
Who's pissed off?
Yeah.
It's
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. But I try to kill them all with kindness. Kill them with kindness. I don't care how rude you are to me. I'll make fun of you on the internet afterward,
Sure, yeah,
but
of
to your
course.
face, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be as friendly as possible.
Yeah. Are you guys always doing the like orange soda are those specialty like
Always do that.
They're
What
always
is this?
there. Yeah.
We do orange crush floats with orange crush, and I did it after Trump lost. I called it the float 45, 45th president.
Yeah.
That
He
sounds
got-
so good. I haven't tried it, but God.
It was good. It is good.
Yeah.
Have you had any line fights?
Line fights.
Like people got in a fight in line for your soft serve?
Like I'm next.
or yeah, just
I've not had any line fights.
That's
no,
great.
I would like to.
no. You don't want a line fight. You don't want a
I mean,
line
the
fight.
sign breaking is
The
close.
sign breaking was really close.
Yeah. How did he? What did he like? Just rip it?
No, it's so it's on a pole. You like snap the pole.
Yeah.
Like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And then what? You just
And
walked
And just
away?
in front of people.
And I was just laughing.
You know, I was thinking about this because, and this is unfair. I think this probably happens to a lot of people who have like food trucks because if you're in a brick and mortar store, you lock the door.
Yeah. You
And
don't have to
then
deal with
no
it.
one can get in, period. But like you can't lock people off of the street. Like you can't. So
But
they're
also, to this point, you also can't have people just be in line and when the next person you just close the window because then you're an asshole.
Oh, for sure. That's why I think this is such a smart way of handling
So-
it. But then these entitled people who think like it can't possibly apply to them because they're standing out there.
And we
Yeah.
post the hours. We're closed at 9 o'clock. The sign doesn't go out until 9. We're not leaving till 9:15, 9:20 anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people are terrible.
It's so insane. But God damn it. If anyone is also, if you need to hire a truck, it's so easy breezy.
Yeah.
And there's no one who's like, I didn't like it. You just won't get, you'll be like, well, then your taste buds are weird.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Something's wrong with you. I wanted savory. Well, then that's not today, pal.
I had a guy who was convinced. He said, well, the last time I was here, this is when I had 0 employees. It was just me. Well, the last time I was here, the guy served me strawberry. I was like, oh, I don't have strawberry. The company's called Chocolate Vanilla Twist. That's the name of the on the truck.
Yeah.
And they just make it up.
Yeah, he's like, no, I want a strawberry. I'm like, the last time I was here, the guy served. I'm like, which guy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the
It's
guy.
only ever been me.
That's
Can
it.
I ask you guys a question about people in restaurants? What's your feeling on someone asking, like a customer asking someone for something that, like, it wasn't their job? Like, for example, a bus person or a manager may be okay, but like they come, or the host maybe, like comes by and they're like, hey, we still haven't gotten our Diet Cokes. And they never ask that person. That person has no context for what you're asking for. So do you guys feel in that case you should alert the host or the bus person that you're waiting for something, or maybe it could even be menus?
Yeah.
Or I guess host would qualify for that.
Yeah.
Or do you say, when you get a chance, could you grab our server? And then hopefully they relay that.
You know what
do you go like it's all hands on deck scenario, or do you say I need to speak to our server since you're not our server?
I'm so aware of the restaurant business that I would never demand anything. I would say, when you get a chance, do you mind sending our waiter over? That would be it.
You wouldn't tell the
course.
host.
No,
I still need a Mountain Dew.
It's also the most
you love
the
Mountain Dew.
universal, like, we need our check. I'm like, what? Just wait for the server to come.
Yeah. I don't know why this happened or when it happened. It was in our lifetime, I think this has happened, where the customer in a restaurant, the etiquette has now become like, I'm important.
Sure.
And so you have to make sure I'm happy.
Right.
And I think maybe it exists because of a tip-based sort of income, but I can't stand it when I see, and you see it in people's faces where someone comes over and is like, oh, so can I get you guys like a drink? There's no world where someone is coming over to bring me something. Yes, I'm paying for it, but bring me something. And I feel as though I have some authority in the situation because I am here to be waited on. And I think people think they're at a spa where it's like, we are here to pamper you. It's like, they're here to bring you the thing from the kitchen to here. They shouldn't be an asshole, and you shouldn't be an asshole.
This is the California Pizza Kitchen. You just ordered a white Zinfandel. Relax.
Exactly. But sometimes I get the menu.
If you did though, you need it. If you did though, you need
But like, I mean, even when someone's like, oh, if you guys aren't ready, you need like a few more minutes, and someone just being like, yes.
Oh,
And I'm almost like, this is just someone at their job the way you
I
also
can't
are at
I
your
can't get
job.
how some people will act like it's not a human there. Like
Exactly.
the person walks up like, how are we guys doing tonight? We're going to have and they say it all and be like, are you good with that? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there was a person here.
you're making me want to
know.
hurt someone.
I know.
But
There's
also
a
you're
person
just like-
right here.
But also, it's like, what, no one's telling you to sit down at the table and then suck their dick.
I think it's like
Different restaurant, but I want to go there.
Well, that's Dick's last resort.
first
think
resort.
it's like this level of servants from like England from back in the day.
Yes.
But now it's Chili's.
Okay,
Like,
Yes,
let me ask
exactly.
you guys. Let me ask you guys about complaints. You've ordered appetizers. They didn't fire them at the appropriate time, so they bring your appetizer with your entree, which also means you've been wondering for a long time, like, where is our nachos or
Yes,
our whatever?
yes.
When they come, do you say anything at all? Do you go, I actually don't like you? I'm not going to sit here with this much food in front of you, or do you say that's just how it happened? Do you ask anything and be like, oh, did they think we wanted this as an entree? Like,
Yeah.
because it should have been fired right away.
All things for me are based on price and so an agreement that we've come to.
Okay.
And so if someone's like, I forgot the appetizer and here they are, I might step back and go, well, we are at Applebee's, so what am I fucking...
Exactly.
Sure.
But if we're in a place where I go, I'm sorry, you finally brought the nachos that are $25, now I'm like, but you've now brought the...
But my pasta's already here.
Yes,
Like,
if I'm paying a lot of money, I might go, hey, look, I tip 20% even when the service is fucking garbage.
right.
I will still give you the amount upon which I have ordered things. I just will.
Yeah.
Even if I hate you. But if I am paying a lot, I then want the experience to be good. And I apply that to other things. Like when I've gotten online to say, like, there was times when Delta is not a great company. The airlines currently are ripping us apart. They're fucking us in the ass with these prices. And if you are going to charge that much, then we've made an agreement. I am paying you a lot. does that mean you can then just go, well, that means I can still provide you C+ thing? It's like, I'm not asking for a massage. I'm just saying, hey, if the nachos are $30, I think I got to cancel them. I'm now eating my
now my
other.
entrees.
Yeah. And I would be like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just, if those nachos were $5, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Joe, your opinion?
I'm with Rory on this one. I'm such a pushover when it comes to the restaurant business because I know all the things that can go wrong behind the scenes, and I also know what happens if you send something back.
Oh, yes.
And
I know.
okay.
I never do.
Yeah. So I'm just again, I would just say, oh, it's okay, and then usually if it's a good place, like, oh, we'll take it off the bill or whatever. But I can't.
From the other side of it, my approach was and would be, guys, I just realized when I was grabbing your entrees that they waited to fire the appetizers. Do you still want me to bring them out, or you want me to just kill them?
That's the right call.
Yeah.
Don't even bring them.
Because you can't go back in time. So you just take it head on. You go, I know they should have been out here, but they're not. And so we can't change things.
Right.
I went to dinner in Atlanta when we were there shooting, and Elliot and Jordan were with me. We went to an Italian restaurant that I had been to before, and they're in town. And I go, oh, let's go here. I know that not only is it really good, but eerily enough, the food comes out so fast. So we ordered a pizza, and Elliot ordered a pasta. So Jordan and I were going to split like a pizza and a pasta. So the pizza comes, her pasta comes, and the other pasta isn't coming. And the waitress walks by. There's sort of two waitresses that are kind of like flip-flopping on our table.
Gotcha.
One walks by, and I go, hey, just because everything comes out really fast, I have to be honest, I don't remember if I actually ordered this. And I'm telling the truth. I don't remember if I ordered this pasta. If it's just taking a second, fine. But if I didn't, can I put that order in? Because we wanted it. And she goes, oh my God, I'll be right back. And like leaves. The other waitress comes over less than 30 seconds later, and she goes, that pasta's going to be free. And I go, oh, no. I go, it's not that. I go, I actually don't know if I ordered it.
Right.
And she goes, yeah, but that's not how we do things here. Things come out very timely. I go, everything is still great. I go, put it on the bill. I go, I'm not doing that. And she goes, no, at no point will it be on the bill. And I was just like, well, I'm obviously not going to argue.
I'm going to motherfucking tip.
But I was blown away at how hardcore their stance is. Nope. It should have already been here.
We got you.
And so it's going to be free. And I was like, yeah, all right, great. I'm still tipping 20%. I'm still going to, I'm not mad. I legit didn't know if I ordered it or not. But that, like, it's almost too far the other direction. You're like, no, charge me a little bit.
You can have whatever you want. Going back to what you were saying about this like barrier between the service and the service staff and the people who are eating, it's just so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I was catering an event. It was a medical building, and the guy that hired us was really cold to me. And one of the customers there was a fan of CVT, and she said, "Do you mind if I coming outside and taking a selfie?" So I said, "Of course." Yeah. So I go outside and I take a photo with her, and the guy that hired me was like, "Are you taking a picture with the ice cream guy?"
Oh, wow.
like, how could I possibly be anything but his servant? She's like, "Yeah, you should follow him. It's really funny." But yeah, there's a lot of that mentality, especially in LA, of this like, you're the hired help.
Yeah. They don't just see it as you're someone with a job that we all have our jobs. We're doing our jobs.
Yes.
Right.
Instead, you're like, well, no, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And at no point is he like, well, I actually don't even know how successful this job is.
Yep. Can I be another name dropper for a second?
Yeah.
I catered for a Chanel fashion show at Paramount about a month or two ago.
We were there. We're big Chanel fashion
good.
guys.
Number 5, baby.
Look at our jackets.
The people that hired me were very cold as well.
Oh.
I know, just brutal. You're the hired help.
We're going to talk to them about
Now I'm really going to name drop. So Elle Fanning, the actress, she's a customer of mine, her and her sister Dakota. She shows up as a guest at the fashion show. "Oh my God, Joe, you're here." We give each other big hugs in front of the Chanel people.
Yes.
They start
she leaves.
throwing up.
Chanel, their whole attitude changed completely in that moment of like, "Oh, how's everything going tonight?" Like,
Don't you hate
"Oh,
that?
you are so gross."
You're so gross.
We didn't realize that you were good peasants.
Oh,
We thought,
We didn't realize the royalty liked you.
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are one of the sponsors on our show. You guys don't listen to Joe. Chanel. Buy Chanel.
Buy
What
Chanel.
the weirdest sponsor of this show.
Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Chanel.
Number
Are you
4,
in the-
5, 6, and 7. We
Are
think
you
it's
in
like
the
Star
market for
Wars.
a black little dress? Got some sort of family gathering after? Looking for a new clutch?
Joe, why don't you read it? Why don't you read our ad read? Chanel, it's so good. You're going to want it. The dumbest slogan, too. I got to say, Matty, thank you so much for this letter. I don't know if we... I feel like we fucking nailed it. We nailed it.
We nailed it.
And for everybody out there, if you're not following Joe and CVT Soft Serve, look into it. And if you're in LA and you can try those pouches or go to the truck, do it. Matty, thank you so much. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel.
Daniel Van Kirk.
And Joe Nicchi.
Nice.
We are going to sing, but you don't have to.
But you should.
But you should, even if you don't know it.
Yeah.
Sing another song.